Aloha, welcome back to Hi Now Daily. We're hanging out here at the Honolulu MedSpa. We're talking about the EXOMIND right now. It's the tech that's turning heads in the wellness space. And we're here with Dr. Scott Sanderson to tell us about this innovative machine that's tapping away right now.
Yeah, so you can probably hear those little clicks.
Right.
That actually is the sound of the magnetic stimulus. So it is transcranial magnetic stimulation.
Okay.
So it's been used for years in a lot of different types of treatments, specifically things like head injuries, concussion, things like that. Now, EXOMIND has developed the technology and made it a little bit more user-friendly.
Okay.
So you can see she's really comfortable. I've done the procedure myself, and I fell asleep. It's very relaxing, and so the problem with some transcranial magnetic stimulation through other devices is that it can be kind of uncomfortable. It's like a little bit too much. EXOMIND also allows us to map the area that we're treating, so and then to individualize the threshold here. So before we started the treatment on her, we put it in a specific area of her brain on that spot, and then we find her threshold by looking for a little tiny twitch in her finger.
Oh, interesting.
And then we know that it's stimulating the brain at her level, that's her specific individual threshold, and then we move it up just a little bit to the dorsal lateral prefrontal cortex area there. Okay.
I love it. I'm a nerd. I'm a degree in neuroscience, so I was noticing it's this front left section of the brain,
Yes.
so it's very specific on what we're targeting, correct?
Yes, yes.
So the goal of this transcranial magnetic stimulation is it to turn off or to turn on or rewire?
It helps to rewire and to turn on and enhance the function of those nerve cells. So the magnet generates a little tiny electrical current that goes across the skull and into the nerves. And you know, nerve cells, they function on electricity. And so with that little bit of electrical current, it stimulates those nerve cells, sort of like when you do a TENS unit on your muscle and it flexes the muscle. This kind of like, I guess, flexes the nerves, if you will. It just stimulates them and makes them function a little bit, so they develop more connections and they become better, stronger nerves, and so they function better.
So stronger nerves, this is FDA approved to kind of treat, what did you say, depression?
Yes, it has FDA approval for treating depression, anxiety, OCD. It can help with binge eating disorders. But now, especially with the EXOMIND, as opposed to other types of transcranial magnetic stimulation, we're using it just for generalized wellness.
Yeah.
And so it's a little different treatment protocol. You know, obviously, if you're trying to treat something like depression or anxiety, you may have more sessions, different settings, different things like that. It's going to be catered to whatever we're trying to treat or whatever we're trying to accomplish.
Right.
Whereas when we're doing it for just generalized wellness, oftentimes people come in like once a week.
Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. It's like, you know, you have the severities and where you would need this EXOMIND. So you were just saying, you know, we all get stressed every single day. So even sometimes a couple treatments, you could see effects?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Yes, people will notice effects sometimes within one treatment.
What does
Some
it feel
of our
like?
staff,
What's that tapping feel like?
It feels like a tiny...
It's like this?
Like a tiny little tap. Yeah, like your little fingernails.
Oh,
like
wow.
just tick, tick, tick on your head. It's really relaxing, honestly.
I know, our wonderful, beautiful model almost like fell asleep earlier before we started going live. But for more people, if people want to find more information, interested in this EXOMIND, where do they go to find more information?
Definitely on our website. So honolulumedspa.com is probably the best resource for that. And then, of course, you can follow us on the social media. But probably the best thing to do, honestly, is to come in for a consultation, because then we can look at you as an individual and decide what level of treatment you're going to need and what's going to best suit your needs.
I love it. Okay, go see Dr. Scott Sanderson here at the Honolulu MedSpa. We're going to talk to our model, Amiko, a little bit later on her firsthand experience, but right now I'm going to toss it back over to you in the studio, Kainoa.